What if the next breakout startup isn't powered by better software, but by better connectivity? This is Jonathan Kirsting with the Pittsburgh Technology Council and Tech Vibe Radio. In today's 10-minute Tech Talks, it's all about removing the invisible limits that hold entrepreneurs back. Today, I am joined by Jay Noschese from T-Mobile for Business, and this conversation flips the script on how founders should think about 5G. I had a deep conversation with Jay on my Tech Vibe radio show, and I'm bringing you the best couple minutes here so you can learn fast. If you want to listen to the entire conversation, just click on the link in the description. When I talk to Jay, it's not about talking about faster phones. We're talking about new business models, new customer experiences, and entire industries being reshaped because connectivity can now be customized, optimized, and trusted for mission-critical work. In the next few minutes, you'll hear how technologies like 5G Advanced and network slicing are already powering live sports broadcasts, massive events, and healthcare systems where failure is just not an option. And more importantly, you'll start to see what this unlocks for entrepreneurs building what's next. If you're a founder, operator, or innovator asking, what can I build now that wasn't possible before? You're in the right place. Let's jump in with Jay right now. I think about like the technology that just completely changed an industry based on 4G back in the day. You think about like it was all about like Uber, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
application-based.
stuff like that where like they couldn't happen without that. You look at what the ability that 5G brings to just amp that up and what can be created on top of that platform based upon its capabilities, to me is very exciting. And we're starting to see that, as you're going to talk about today, is how people are just building really cool stuff because of these advanced 5G platforms. I would say they're so advanced, why don't they call them 6G at some point?
Well, the path to 6G is actually through this 5G advanced architecture.
Okay.
So you can't...
So there is a 6G then.
and it's all going to be based on this 5G advanced, 5G standalone architecture.
Right.
So you can't really leapfrog it. We're just a little bit ahead of everybody else with whatever the standards are going to be. So you imagine you take this great 5G advanced network, and then who knows what AI is going to play in from intelligent routing, optimization, and some more of these feature unlocks that you can get now with this cellular connectivity.
So you get to have a lot of exciting days doing what you do because you're literally working with some of the most advanced technology and seeing how it can just push the limits of things and create some real good, for lack of a better term, which is just got to be great.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'd be fired to come to work every day if I were you.
It is. It's probably the most exciting time of my career. It really is.
100%. Like I said, it just keeps getting faster, better, like all those superlatives. And so let's talk a little bit about, you mentioned the word slicing. You got me interested in this. So like what I've heard about this a little bit, and obviously with T-Mobile leading the way in this, can you tell me and through me, our listeners, about what is this slicing thing? It sounds very cool.
Yeah. So if you look at this, what we've done with this 5G advanced network, 5G standalone, this core, right? Well, first of all, for the listeners, I want to let you know that we actually have this built out to cover 99% of the population today. This isn't like a tomorrow technology.
So this is usable right now?
Yeah, we've got the most robust network out there. In fact, we were just voted here within the last few months as the actual best network in the country now for voice and data and highway miles covered and so on. So we've got 99% of the population covered. And maybe we could talk about this as well. We also embedded satellite service into the network with a relationship with Starlink, and we commercialized that back in July. So for that 1%, if you're in the middle of the mountains or you're out in the middle of the ocean,
that is crazy.
Now get a signal come in, your phone defaults down to a satellite phone, which is super exciting.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
But network slicing.
Yeah.
So we talk about this advanced architecture allows us to do things with wireless and cellular connectivity we could never do before. So imagine that the new network is an 8-lane highway.
Okay.
And this SA advanced architecture allows us to go in and, like I said, unlock feature sets and actually touch the wireless spectrum. And now we can optimize it based on a use case. So if you think about yesterday, you would just subscribe to a wireless plan, whether it's voice and data, and you hope it works. I call it spray coverage and pray it works.
Spray coverage,
right?
All right.
But now we have
the shotgun effect or something like that, right? Okay.
So now we have this 8-lane superhighway of pure 5G from device to core and intelligence. So now I can go in and I can grab a lane of this. I can grab a slice of this spectrum.
Okay.
And now I can optimize it. I can go in and give it quality of service. I can adjust upload speeds for higher upload speeds.
Yeah, how many different things can you adjust within each one of these lanes then?
Yeah. So there are attributes that you can do.
Okay.
Right? So if you think of that, the SA architecture on the back end can do dozens of different types of optimization. But what we're looking to do is commercialize these different slices of the network so we can give it a feature set for the use case that you're trying to solve for or subscribe to. So you think of voice applications where you need that high quality of service, right? You think of a broadcasting slice of that. For broadcasting, as you know, it's about the upload speeds, not the download speeds.
Exactly.
When we come back, I get a great use case.
Okay, yeah. Well, we got use cases to nerd out on. Absolutely, yeah.
And then priority service. So now I can also take that lane and I can segment it from other traffic in our network, which is another slice that we've done. We call that T priority for first responders. So we had a big announcement recently on a solution that's based for first responders that you put a device in their hand and it's on a slice of this network and it has priority for voice, priority for data, but it also is intelligent enough because of this SA attributes that in times of congestion, it can actually knock other devices off the network. So if you think of times of need for first responders, when you're going in there, you're not just competing now with all the general traffic.
You're saving lives at this point because you're getting something through that much faster.
Yeah, and so that's a fantastic example.
So the first responders have to be pretty stoked to have this at their disposal, knowing that like when they're using this, it's an emergency. It's just like pulling all the traffic on the side of the road when the fire truck comes blasting through, right?
And we worked heavily with them, and with the state of New York, we made a big announcement with them back earlier this summer.
Okay.
That their first responders are going to be moving to this technology. So you think of the confidence they have to service that and the coverage that they need to do that.
Yeah.
And so it's a fantastic solution that really delivers true outcomes for, those folks out there servicing us and taking care of us.
Yeah, so my key takeaway from this slicing thing is like literally like depending upon what your needs are, you can get exactly what you need to be optimized for what your use case is going to be.
Yeah.
And that to me is just like, that's got to be game changing out there because I think sometimes people have to be kind of that square peg in a round hole type thing. Yeah, you can kind of jam it in there. It fits. Hey, it's working. But the idea that you can really tailor something down to a need is cool. That's the big takeaway here. The most powerful innovations don't just come from new ideas. They come from removing constraints. What Jay shared isn't about telecom. It's about giving entrepreneurs a new foundation to build on. One where connectivity can be purpose-built for speed, security, reliability, or scale. When infrastructure stops being the bottleneck, creativity moves faster. If this episode sparked ideas about your product, your customers, or the problems you're trying to solve, that's the point. This is the kind of shift that creates new winners, often before the rest of the market even realizes what changed. Thanks so much for listening to 10-Minute Tech Talks. If you found value here, share it with fellow founders, subscribe for more conversations like this, and keep pushing the edge of what's possible, everybody. I look forward to catching you on the next one.